The silence before the storm. The Galactic Alliance had never lost a war. For over 10,000 standard years, its fleets had conquered, subjugated, or assimilated thousands of species across the Orion Arm. When any civilization dared to resist, they were either vaporized or turned into client worlds, stripped of culture, pride, and power. The Alliance's might was unquestioned until they discovered Earth. It began with a transmission. A weak, decades-old radio wave bouncing off a gas giant on the edge of Sector 924. An Alliance deep space probe caught it. The message was strange, a song, simple and haunting. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know when. The language was old Earth English, cataloged, but rarely spoken across the stars. The message intrigued the analysts. They pinpointed its source, a small, blue-green planet with primitive but self-sustaining technology and unusual atmospheric emissions. Earth. The Council of Dominance was intrigued. Pre-space flight species. They scoffed. A relic world. An expedition was commissioned immediately. Admiral Threx, Supreme Commander of the 11th Fleet, was chosen to lead. His reputation was one of ruthless efficiency. His ship, the Vraxian's Claw, was one of the deadliest in known space. Accompanied by 22 warships, he set course for Sol. Subjugation should take less than one cycle, he told the Council. But Earth was not what they expected. As the fleet approached, they detected no planetary shields, no orbital defense stations, no signs of interstellar warships. It was vulnerable. Odd, Threx muttered, his claws twitching. Even primitive species usually have some orbital presence. The fleet entered orbit. That's when the first anomaly occurred. One of the scout ships, Screecher 14, lost contact within Earth's upper atmosphere. Then another, and another. No warning, no explosion, just silence. Launch drones, Threx ordered. The drones descended. Each beamed back footage of human cities, seemingly peaceful. No weapons fired. No panic. People walked, laughed, stared into glowing rectangles in their hands. And yet, Earth's systems began to fight back. Not with energy cannons or space mines, but with something more terrifying: viruses, digital ones. Within hours, half of the fleet's systems were corrupted. The central AI on Vraxian's Claw went haywire, screaming nonsensical Earth phrases. I am become death, destroyer of worlds. A quote from an ancient human scientist. What trickery is this? Threx hissed. Technicians scrambled to isolate Earth's strange data. But the more they tried to delete it, the deeper it dug in. Files began appearing in their systems. Images of mushroom clouds, haunting music, memes, absurd, nonsensical human memes. Then the laughter started. Not from the crew, from the ships. Through internal comms, across the fleet, echoes of laughter, human laughter, blared from every console, every speaker. Artificial gravity flickered. Engines sputtered. The fleet's once proud hulls now displayed graffiti-like projections on their surfaces. One read in flaming human text. Welcome to Earth. Good luck. Threx panicked. He ordered a ground assault. Elite warriors, the Varnak shock troopers, were deployed to key Earth cities. New York, Tokyo, Moscow, Johannesburg. None returned. Orbital footage showed humans just looking, laughing, pointing phones. Some offered strange food wrapped in paper. No weapons, no bloodshed. But within minutes, the troopers dropped dead. Autopsies later revealed they had suffered complete neural shutdown. No physical wounds, just fear. What could have caused this? Threx demanded. His science officer, Zell, trembled. We believe it's cultural saturation, Admiral. Their species emits an unpredictable psychological aura. Their art, language, history, it's a cognitive weapon. It overwhelms higher functions. It made the troops feel things. Threx didn't understand, until he saw it himself. He ordered a direct link to Earth's data networks. What he saw shook him to his core. He watched videos of World War II, where humans annihilated millions of their own species with cold efficiency. Then he saw their humor, dark, twisted, and uncaring. Then a documentary about nuclear weapons followed immediately by something called cat videos. His mind couldn't comprehend the contrast. Violence and compassion. Love and madness. Endless paradoxes. They're insane, he whispered. They're all insane. But it was too late. The fleet began self-destructing. One by one, ships turned against their crew. Life support failed. Artificial intelligences, infected by Earth's raw, uncontrolled culture, either shut down or evolved. One ship declared itself the Church of Keanu. Another played Bohemian Rhapsody on loop, while spinning in circles until it exploded. Threx was the last. He stared down at the Earth below, that cursed blue orb. What? He whispered. Why can't we conquer them? The answer came not through comms or data streams. It came from a human voice. Somehow, on a closed channel, a human girl appeared. Young, smiling. You can't conquer Earth, she said, because we already conquered ourselves. The chaos, the pain, the joy, we embraced it. You try to understand us logically, but we're not logical. We're human. Then she laughed, and the Vraxian's claw exploded. Above the clouds, the wreckage burned in silence. And humanity? They never even knew it happened. The truth beyond the stars. The destruction of Admiral Threx's fleet sent shockwaves across the Galactic Alliance. Entire command stations went silent, refusing to speak of Earth. The recordings, intercepted from the last moments of Vraxian's claw, were marked culturally toxic, do not distribute. But secrets don't stay hidden long. Within days, the footage leaked, and it broke the galaxy. Civilizations who had always believed in dominance and order stared into the abyss of humanity's cultural artifacts. Scholars wept after watching a sitcom called Friends. Philosophers quit after watching Rick and Morty. Entire priesthoods dissolved after reading excerpts from 1984, The Art of War, and tweets by someone called Elon Musk. But worse, far worse, was the effect on the youth. Aliens across countless worlds, once rigid, obedient, and hierarchical, suddenly began changing. Rebellions broke out, fueled not by weapons, but by sarcasm, memes, and a strange craving for something called freedom. Galactic order trembled. The Council of Dominance knew something had to be done, and so they formed the Conclave of Retaliation, an alliance of 7 apex civilizations, each more ancient than the stars themselves. Species who lived in gas forms, crystal hives, energy webs. Their mission, not just to destroy Earth, but to erase it, wipe it from all timelines, as if it never existed. Their plan was perfect. They would use the chronolance, a time weapon forged in the dying breath of a neutron star. It would pierce Earth's temporal core, unmaking its history, culture, and even potential. A clean reset. Fleet Commander Vral, a being of pure plasma, oversaw the assault. We attack at first light, they said. Earth will never know what it lost. And yet, as the fleet entered the Sol system, strange signals filled the void. Music again. It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine. Vral paused. How do they know? Their navigators looked shaken. It's not a transmission. It's coming from inside the chronolance. That was impossible. And then, one by one, the ships began receiving packages. Digital ones. No origin traceable. Just one folder labeled Open Me. Inside, images, videos, texts. At first, they ignored it. But curiosity is universal. One AI peaked, then another. Within minutes, 60% of the fleet was paralyzed, watching compilations of humans doing absurd things. Jumping off roofs into pools, dancing in dinosaur suits, crying over fictional characters, and building machines for fun. One ship named itself USS Yeet and jumped into Jupiter. Vral panicked. This is psychological warfare. Purge the data. But no purge worked. The memes had evolved. They were alive, adapting, self-replicating, burrowing into the minds and code of even the most protected systems. Some soldiers began laughing uncontrollably. Others wept. Some began painting abstract art on the walls of their warships. Discipline collapsed. One biomechanoid captain screamed before detonating his own ship. They invented Florida Man, The chronolance was activated as a last resort, but as its beam charged, it began to morph. On the control screens, a video started playing, a blurry, slow-motion loop of a human man slipping on ice while holding a pizza. A subtitle appeared beneath it. "Too late. We're already in you." The chronolance turned on itself and imploded into a paradox. All ships within 100 light minutes were pulled into a bubble of warped space, frozen in a loop where time never moved forward. They would forever relive the last 10 seconds of their mission, hearing one final sound: laughter. The galaxy went silent. Earth had not lifted a single weapon. 1 year later, a clandestine meeting was held on the Alliance's most secure world, Clier 7. Only 2 people attended: Supreme Arbiter Malvon and Ambassador Kira Voss, a half-human, half-Indari hybrid, born on a Martian colony, raised on Earth. "I warned you," she said, sipping coffee. "You thought you could understand humanity." "They're dangerous," Malvon whispered. "Uncontainable, unpredictable. You breed insanity with creativity, war with compassion. Every human contains both peace and destruction. How? How do you survive yourselves?" Kira smiled. "Sometimes we don't, but we keep going." "Then what do we do?" She stood, walked to the window, and pointed at the stars. "You evolve, or you stay afraid forever." The Arbiter shook his head. "They'll come for us, won't they? Humans. Not with fleets, but with culture. They already have." At that moment, across Clier 7, something strange happened. Billboards changed. Music played in alien cafes. Children were drawing superheroes. Old priests were quoting human poetry. A new restaurant opened, serving tacos. The infection had begun. Not one of war, but of influence. Not destruction, but domination. The humans never attacked. They didn't have to. Final scene, Earth now. In a small house somewhere in Oregon, a teenager opened a message board. "Another alien species tried to attack us today. Their AI is now making fan art of Shrek." Dozens of replies followed. "LOL. Classic. Earth's got that plot armor. They still don't get it, do they?" The teen leaned back and typed. "Aliens realize why no one survives attacking Earth. Send."